That's where like the age restriction kind of got put in. But a game like Counter-Strike, well, certainly if you've got bad posture and play a lot and don't do any stretches, you could develop RSI pretty easily. But I think if you are careful about it, you could definitely play Counter-Strike forever.
We have seen some of the pro players getting the RSI issues like nothing. Recently was talking about it. Guardian, I think, was also having some issues with his wrists. So it is certainly something you have to watch out for. But again, I think there will be more support to help out with pro players as the game continues. But Joey, we are live into the first round on Mirage between FlipSid and ENCE, of course. Now on the T side, they picked this map. So FlipSid, an incendiary grenade on Shara, which is pretty interesting. I'm curious to see where he is. He's actually from the B side, so maybe looking for the retake as FlipSid playing a very passive defense over on the A side. And the bomb has now been planted, so that if you get on Blade, albeit with just 6 HP at his disposal, the retake is going to have to come in thick and fast from FlipSid. Bondic trying to hold down the fort from CT Spawn, but he is being encircled by terrorists, and they are finally going to get the better of him. Now all 3 players were spotted by him, so they know they're all over on this side, on the CT boxes, and Markelov is going to try and hold this one off. There's the first headshot, looking for the second one, can't get it done, but the bomb has been defused in amongst all of the mayhem. And FlipSid will take down the first round. That is a hiccup from ENCE.
Man, that was crazy. So not super uncommon for teams to just play retake on the A site, which is how we see FlipSid set up initially, and then they actually have the rotators from B coming into CT spawn. One player that was in CT initially, so that's 3 players in CT spawn. But ENCE put all 5 forward to take control of it. At that point, you think the round is over, but then FlipSid, with their 2 members up, are able to come in, kill everybody, and grab that defuse. So somehow, FlipSid come out with that round, and now it's back to A again for ENCE.
However, it is going to be another bomb plant, and ENCE will be maybe kind of happy with that. That being said, they did commit into the round with a few P250s. And it would appear that they are just waiting right now. There we go. The defuse finally comes in. I was like, what is Blade doing? But I assume they're trying to pick up the last weapon. Either way, FlipSid, I'm going to start off with a 2-0, and I do wonder how much ENCE will be reeling after losing that previous one. Because it was a retake that you simply didn't think was on the cards when all 3 players were in the CT boxes. And I think they had a Molotov as well. I think they may have took that and thrown it onto the site. So it was really sketchy for a few seconds. But because of the 2 bomb plants, ENCE now with full AKs and an AWP in round number 3 after conceding the first round. That is such a healthy buy-up.
Yeah, and playing the bomb 2 rounds in a row will do that. However, FlipSid did not actually invest in very many submachine guns, so their buy is not that weak either. Of course, AK is going to trump usually the M4A1S and certainly the FAMAS, but it will be a competitive rifle round here in round 3. As we can see, Sunny looking to, he actually took a lot of nade damage at the top of this mid-island, but looking to set up that reverse connector smoke, the one that drops on the A side. World Edit, though, already in connector, so they will actually have to expend some other utility or hit that op shot. Stonda's got the op, but it's glass cannon, mind you, to get the player out of connector. So World Edit's in a very good position right now, and it looks like Sunny will be the one to clear this. I think they're going to double peek him from below and on catwalk. And World Edit will fall. Sunny finding that entry. That was a 1v1 too. Actually, maybe Zart with a double peek.
The thing is as well, when you look at FlipSid's economy, with 55 seconds to go, only 1 player has nades. So that kill in connector was actually so vital to FlipSid's defense here. Because now it separates mid. They pretty much have to go into forward positions to alleviate the lack of grenade issue. And in doing so, they play themselves into very vulnerable places. So let's see if Bondic can do this. He's the man with the grenade. That's a beautiful pop flash, but he doesn't get anything off it. That grenade can do some serious damage. And Bondic with 2, and he's looking for more. He's running out of bullets. He has to whip up the USP. Molotov goes down. But ENCE still will be besting themselves onto A site, and this plant should go down. This is the time you want the grenade, especially as Art was low, and that call will come across from Bondic. However, Shara gets the drop onto Yuho, who's not expecting that CT push. 2-on-2 retake now, Joey, and this is doable for FlipSid.
Yeah, it'd be a little easier if they had any utility left over. It seems like Markelov is... Oh, they do! Shara was able to pick up a Molotov from that player that he killed, and that'll get a Zart out of the firebox area. Alu up top will now show his position, so it's 1 versus 1. Positions are now known for both players. Shara's trying to jump up and then jump across. Given the chase here, that's the only thing he really has to do. And somehow, with the USP, he moves in, takes out Alu, gets back to the bomb, but does he have enough time? It looks like he will. Very, very close, under a second. Yeah, 0.4 seconds remaining. But FlipSid, it's an expensive round, but they will take it for the 3-0.
Oh, that was rough. That's kind of why Alu can be such a frustrating player. Sure, it's a horrible place to be in a 1v2, and you have to almost show your hand to get that first kill, but from that position, you feel Alu should have got the second kill as well. He peeked round, just missed his spray, and Shara jumped up on the box to boost himself into Palace. And ENCE, that's 3 consecutive rounds now, where they've been in a pretty decent position and things have crumbled. Fair enough, in round number 2, they just made a mad charge to get that bomb planted for a stronger AK buy, but 2 out of these 3 rounds really should have gone their way, Joey, and that's
so
got to
close.
sting. Yeah, it's got to sting. It's got to play in the back of your mind. However, Tech9 with Kevlar, and again, they're going to be pushing their foot down on the throat, on the jugular of FlipSid over on the A side, but it's going to be Bondik who holds down for the first frag. Traded out from Yuho after he eats a dink for his troubles, but that bomb has gone down in amongst the smoke. Blade waiting for the rest of his team to show up, but he's doing the damage himself. We'll pick up Zarte. And from this point, well, there should be another comfortable retake. We'll let it and Shara chime in, and that leaves Sunny, who's all, well, forever alone in mid. Looking to lurk maybe, but he's turned up too late, and he should be put 6 foot under any second now. There we go. FlipSid will pick up a very comfortable 4th round.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I think the last 2 players up over at CT Spawn, if they were able to live just a little bit longer, it would have put Sunny into a very good position to get at least, I think, 1 kill for free over there at the A connector, and maybe more. Who knows what would have happened, but World Edit from CT with the op, and then Bondik from the other side pushing onto the site. They take out the ENCE infestation there at the ticket booth, and then the round all falls apart with Sunny stranded and alone. But out into another rifle round now. It's 4-0. A lot of close rounds. You can see the bomb has gone down and been defused every single round. So ENCE having a lot of money to work with, and it's going to be Sunny and Yuho moving in as entry fragger and support. And they will find a kill onto Blade now. It's Bondik who has gone unchecked. Palace is still smoked, so no one's got out of there yet. Flash is coming over. That'll keep Bondik alive until Sunny finds him, and Stonda was on the hunt. Coming down the ladder. World Edit hitting his shot from jungle. So it remains a 3-on-3. And Sunny! I think he did not hit his jump key.
That nade, though.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. That's the EU nade right there.
I was going to say. NA nades became a bit of an overused meme,
yeah.
So EU nade, I guess.
Switch it up.
Well, we can just go finish nade. Suddenly just
there you
face
go.
planting.
Get really specific.
The problem now for ENCE, though, you look at that utility tab, 0, to try and execute onto the site with. There's still a lot of time to play with. FlipSid, maybe going to go peeking for information, and you can see the ENCE trying to play the mind games and say, okay, guys, we've gone back through T-spawn towards B, but World Edit steps up for 4 frags. And ENCE will drop back down. And every single round as well, by the way, Joey, have been on A. So at what point do ENCE switch this up? Because it's starting to get a bit predictable now.
What do you mean? Isn't A the only bomb site on this map?
Yeah, there's just 1 bomb site. Apparently. ENCE haven't really gone for mid control. It's been straight up. In fact, they've gone for mid control 1 time, and that was in the rifle round. They got the kill and connector, and then they derped from that moment. So I do wonder if we're going to see more of mid-centric plays, and that appears to be the case here in round 6.
Well, round 3, they did start out pretty similar to this, right? They got out in middle, they threw that reverse A smoke, and then I think it was Sunny hit that opener in the connector, but even that still wasn't enough. But yeah, they will definitely go back for a more mid-centric play here on round 5. Just a 1-3-1 here for ENCE as they've spread out all across the map. Oh, Zard, how could he have known? He tried to push in, take control of the connector. There were 2 players in there. Sunny's actually going to kill them both. Markelov trying to fall back. Fortunate to be alive, I think, as he was spotted kind of playing his day, reloading, but he will retreat out. Sunny, oh my gosh, all 3 entries belonging to Sunny so far. He's really trying to get his team this first round.
Yeah, seems the Finns are a bit angry right now. But in fairness, that's a very nice passage of play from Sunny, but Bondik should have had him. I mean, he had the drop and everything. He had a few seconds to line that shot up and pick it off, and he just whiffed it. And that's the kind of kill that would have brought this back onto a 3-on-3 if he got it clean. So that could have been the determining factor. And the fact that these bombs have consistently went down and FlipSid have been losing weapons here, there, and everywhere, they will be able to afford another buy next round, but then their economy is going to be in the gutter. That's, of course, assuming they can't get this retake. It's not looking likely, though. Shara and Markelov both have kits, but no grenades. And the fact that both are tanked and Shara are very close to death means they simply don't want to throw these weapons away. And this would afford them a very solid buy the next round as well. Markelov could do some damage, though, at the end from window. First frag in this 3-on-2 exchange goes his way. Stone goes to the repeak and lands the shot. So FlipSid will be conceding their first round. And I never thought I'd be saying that off the basis of this game so far, because FlipSid have been, you know, against the rope so many times already.
Yeah, well, most of the rounds have been pretty close. They were fairly dominant for FlipSid in rounds 4 and 5, so that built up enough money for them to, even with just one person living there, they're able to buy again. But I've actually really confused myself, because if I look at the scoreboard and go back to round 1, it says the bomb was defused, but 2 terrorists lived, and that doesn't make any sense. I don't know if you see that as well.
I think it was defused just before
the terrorist was still alive. It was defused, and then they killed the guy.
Yeah,
got it.
Exactly.
Like, how does that make sense?
It was that
little more thought.
It was a 3-on-2. One guy with a defuse kit just held down the defuse while his teammates sort of like tried, you know, the quintessential bodyguard, like blocking all the bullets for him. It was a bit of a dirt moment from ENCE. But this probably not quite as strong as I originally anticipated. It is going to be a naught, but it's still a FAMAS in the hands of Blade, and they've already chunked down a fair amount of their grenades. No HEs, only one smoke. And it's going to be a B play now. Finally, ENCE have pulled the trigger over on this side of the map. And they are going to find themselves Shara, who does quite a bit of damage. But Blade's there for 2. Stonda is going to go down to his hands. Bombing while being planted in default spot for the apps. But the terrorist is dwindling, and it's a 4-on-2 retake.
Yeah, even Shara not coming away with the kill there was massive. He's got a pop flash up in the sky that really slowed them down. He actually put in a lot of damage and bought all the time in the world for these rotations to come over from market from Catwalk. Now Zart will get one more, but then World Edit ops him down. 2 kills for him on the round and World Edit overall. Your top frag in the server. He's got 9 kills, 2 assists, and only 3 deaths. He's playing fantastic. Meanwhile, not that Stund has had the op very often, but, you know, opper for the other team is 1 and 6. So, certainly something worth pointing out as we go into round 8.
Yeah, I think he's had it 2 or 3 times. One of them was a glass cannon, so 2 or 3 times he really got 1 kill. That is not particularly fantastic, and we did highlight these 2 players as a matchup to watch out for. The 2 AWPers going at it. I will say I feel that Stonda is typically better on the CT side of things. I think he's more of a turret AWPer. So that may change when the roles are reversed, but the question now is how many rounds can ENCE get through into that second half with? Can they get enough to really give them a chance, a glimmer of hope to get back into this map? Of course, it's still early days. ENCE can certainly pick up a bunch of rounds, but this is an EVO, so it should certainly go the way of FlipSid, and so far the tide is certainly going in their favour. And it's all on Sunny again, who's done this a couple times, going to be lurking from mid. At least drops Markelov down, but the weapon drops just outside of connector, so he can't afford to pick this up, or he's going to be a dead man. It's World Edit that comes in with his 11th kill. FlipSid taking the 7-1 lead.
Yeah, so ENCE, man, they get that 1 round, but then immediately they're reset. They will have enough money for rifles again. A couple players, Yuho included, are going to be a little bit low on utility, but now you can just transition Yuho to be the main entry fragger, and his lack of utility won't matter all that much. But also Alu and Sunny only with like a smoke, and then a smoke and a flash, so it's definitely dwindling. And full buys still coming in for FlipSid, so it will be difficult for ENCE, and once more, they want to go back to a site.
Oh, Bondic with a pop flash of dreams. They're landing in the face of 3 players, but it does only delay them for a few seconds. Bondic is still alive. 3 kills from him. And World Edit again, and ENCE running around like headless chickens. Looking at the same angles. No smoke down on the CT side. Alu still has a smoke in his hands as well, so you've got to question what was going on there. It's a position that if you're going to execute fast onto A, and you know that World Edit's there, you at least know that there's always been a player, typically Bondic plays in that position as well, that you ensure that it's blocked off. A minute to go, so Alu can afford to play some mind games, but with 7 HP in the bomb on A site, FlipSid should be in command, and looks like he's going to go the long way around, taking laps of Mirage, coming around the back. Question is, he's going to go via window or around from CT spawn?
I don't even know if I'll have a decision. Oh, Shara, timing, man. Just gave that up. Was checking it to make sure no player was going to come out of market. And that certainly would have ended the round. Shara even goes back to check it. So he might have called it's clear, but it won't matter. World edit with the USP. It looks like they knew Alu was low. And once again, Bondic on top of this porch position. Just insane play. I think he gets his first kill. Him and Blade peek together. Blade peeks offside. He goes off the porch. He gets one kill. Then he wins his next battle, 1 versus 1. Goes down the ladder. Then he's just killed 2 people from up top, right? So the next 2 people around the corner look up top first. And that gives him 1 more chance to get a free kill, which he does. And then he's finally brought into justice. But at that point, he'd already killed 3 people, and the round had fallen apart for ENCE, who remain with just 1 round. And once again, they're back to an eco. They can put a little bit of money into it as they even out their buy. But some players even at 1,400, and they're only going to get a 4-round bonus after this. It won't be the best of rifle rounds for every player going into round 11. Certainly not.
And as you were saying before as well, Bondic, I mean, he did his job. Those 3 kills were instrumental to FlipSid keeping that lead as healthy as it is. Shara playing the off angle. Maybe could have done a little bit better there with the spray control. But he's actually run out of bullets. What is going on, Shara? Oh dear. It doesn't really matter though, because FlipSid have the advantageous position in terms of weaponry. ENCE really had nothing to play with, and this is quickly getting out of control for ENCE, because Mirage again I feel is an underrated map in terms of how even it is. I think it's not necessarily going to be an 8-7, but I think 9-6, maybe 10-5 at the very worst is where you're going to go with Mirage. ENCE already are in a position where the best case scenario, if they can put back-to-back rounds, which they haven't been able to do so far, is 9-6, and I just cannot see that happening. I'm looking at more like 11-4, 12-3 territory here.
Yeah, but interesting though, if we look at the stats quickly before this rifle round gets too underway, ENCE actually only win like 36% of the rounds on T side compared to 59% of the rounds on CT side. So they are definitely a CT sided team. If they can get maybe 5 rounds out of this, I mean, maybe even like a total of 4 rounds, they could perhaps make it competitive once they get to the CT side. But then you're hinging a lot of your success on winning the pistol and getting out to your ops early, which is why their CT side is strong. But here's Shara in B, finds 2. Already did significant damage here to a 3rd. That's Yuho, who he'll go in, clean him up. Shara with the 3K. And Blade.
Oh my goodness.
And did he always have the $sign in his name, or did he get
I think he had an upgrade. He used to be without the $sign. I'd also like to highlight that felt like it was an eco bash. That was a rifle round for ENCE.
Oh god. It did feel like an eco bash.
Yeah, exactly. That felt like, oh, they got Glocks. No, that was a rifle round. They had an AWP on Stonda, who has still only got 2 frags in 11 rounds on Mirage. That is an absolute nightmare performance so far, as it is from the whole of ENCE. I'd also like to highlight the fact this is ENCE's choice of map. So it just gets worse. Like, the more you think about this performance, it just gets worse and worse.
ENCE would like to say, Metuz, please stop pointing all this stuff out.
Then start getting rounds, boys. Come on.
Alright, well, again, another big execute onto A. But this is just with Tech 9s. They're trying to go down for that easy bomb plant, but it's not looking like it's going to be too easy. Sunny had a chance to maybe make it costly, but even ran out of ammunition there with the Tech 9 as he pushes through those smokes. Alu gets a decent amount of damage in, and now Stonda can find nothing as it's Blade with a 2K. And wow, there's a lot of 1s on the scoreboard, but there are more 1s on the side of FlipSid.
There certainly are. A lot more kills, a lot more economy. You got 15 for 3 for World Edit. He's just been having a dream match so far. He's been playing well, take nothing away from him, but it has been seemingly way too easy. Like, no real pressure on his positions. FlipSid very unpredictable in how they've been setting up. And now World Edit looks through mid, and he lands the shot through the smoke. He's not going to realise that, of course, Bazate gets legged down to 16. And another terrible start for the Finns.
Start up on Catwalk. He's got to worry about World Edit, who's going to have that advantage, actually, because he's kind of opping over the top of the smoke. But will he decide to give it up? Oh, he, in turn, actually No, he missed. Zart was already laid. Nade gonna go in. That'll hurt Sunny quite a lot, but Zart, even on low HP, will bring down Markelov. So just like that, mid control taken from ENCE. So they found some other picks as well. So just Shara and Blade remaining, one on A and one on B. And now ENCE will take the bomb back around the long way, and they're going to go over to B. But Shara, he has been pretty good here. I mean, think of that last rifle round we thought was an eco bash, right? Shara picked up 3 kills. Like, maybe he can bring this back. See how slow ENCE will take it. They've got 1 Molotov, 1 smoke, and a lot of flashes. Here they go. Oh, but that last flash is very, very effective, and Shara can't get anything done. He goes down. That's slain by Yuho, and now Blade picked up an op, and looks like he'll just try to save it.
Yeah, may very well set up turret mode, looking for exit frags into kitchen, and then see if we can scavenge the weapon and keep it alive. Thing is, though, the economy is booming for FlipSid, so whatever happens, whether Blade keeps this up or not, they will be able to buy, but of course 6.7k worth of equipment value. It's not something that you want to turn your nose up and throw away. You will want to keep this weapon. But ENCE are going to double their round digits so far, so maybe this is the start of something special. It's still not completely unwinnable. It's just extremely unlikely that it will come back from this deficit. 11-4 at halftime, then winning the pistol round through onto the CT side, which I feel they're much stronger on. Then there's good things can happen, but there's a lot of maybes, ifs, and buts, a lot of hurdles they have to navigate their way over before they get to that point. But they are going in the right direction at least. It's important they keep this this round winning spree up though. Because if they lose, it's that round loss bonus reset, they'll have no money. And then FlipSid could even feasibly finish a 13-2 scoreline, which is, for me, way too big a task to ask for.
Yeah, at that point, you should certainly be out of it. Of course, we do see... we've seen some crazy comebacks in Counter-Strike, especially when it's online. Once again, that short catwalk smoke's going to go down. Molotov up at Island in response, so ENCE will be a little slow to gain that mid control. Markelov's going to go peek out, look for a little bit more information. And on catwalk, he will throw that nade, but Sunny actually took World Edit out of the connector. Sunny's also going to take Markelov off Cat, so we've seen a couple massive rounds from Sunny. He's been about the only one to have them, though.
Yeah, he really is the guy that stood out. And not one of the people you expect to be leading from the front. You expect Ali, you expect Stonda, who's been so quiet. Again, we mentioned this a couple of times, but only 3 for 11. This is much better, though. Maybe ENCE can pull the trigger again, and for the first time get 2 consecutive rounds. But Shara using another different angle. He's been really mixing it up. But only a trade of 1 player down. Sunny goes to plant by himself while his 2 teammates are behind. And that's probably going to cost him the round here if Blade plays this correctly. The bomb's out in nowhere. And you can see that he's trying to toy with Alu. Gives himself enough time to reload. What he needs to do is buy up enough time for Bondic to get through onto short, and then the crossfire can come into effect with a bomb out where it is. But Blade is the key man here, Joey. If he falls, you feel like this round should go the way of ENCE, but now Bondic is here. He's in the right position to strike, and he's probably going to catch both players as they walk out. The M4 spray down in, and Blade will finish things off. And again, I've got a question. Why does Sunny go down to plant the bomb by himself when there is so much time remaining on the clock? I think he died with, what, 40 or 50 seconds left. Why rush that?
Yeah, well, I was kind of a little worried when Shara went down for free over at Catwalk, and I think that's... I was like, alright, Shara's been playing B this whole time alone, so we've killed him. We can start planting the bomb, but actually Blade was over there really early. And he extends that like crazy. I was getting kind of nervous that Bondic was taking too long to group up over there, but he comes up at the perfect time, and that 2v2 was fantastic, right? One baits them in. That was Blade doing the baiting. Bondic shoots down one of the cross, distracts the other guy, then Blade peeks out, and there's no way they lost the round from that point. Bondic will go down into the connector. He gets one. Blade, though, being pressured from behind now, back on his normal site of A. And actually, suddenly, ENCE have got themselves quite a few kills, have a 4-on-2 advantage right now.
But again,
Markelov drops the bomb, though.
It was a 4-on-2 last round, right? And
That's true.
FlipSid killed them. Just absolutely broke their backs. And when you look at the weaponry on ENCE, Yuho, with the only assault rifle, is low. No grenades to play with, still a minute to kill, and there's an incendiary in the hands of Markelov. Double defuse kits. Big kill for Alu, who has the AWP for himself. But there's the incendiary trying to draw out Stonda, and it's going to do the work. Yuho, in the meanwhile, gets the bomb planted. The spray through the box not connecting on this time. Oh, Yuho, very fortunate that Markelov just peeked around the corner at the worst moment, and now you're thinking, okay, ENCE, this is your chance. This is your chance to at least get 3 rounds through into the next half.
Alu's actually still pretty far away. It looks like he was going through ladder room to position up on Cat, because the bomb that is actually a pretty strong post-plant position from where the bomb went down, but Yuho's baited out with 1 click onto the bomb, so that leaves Alu, who is in, you know, a pretty godlike position. But he just peeks out! He can't hear from that far away, and Yuho went down, so his ears were taken out of the round, so Alu's got to use his eyes, but then he gets shot in the face.
That was so sick from Markelov. He knew that Alu couldn't hear the bomb defuse, and so he just held the angle. He was like, Alu's probably going to have to peek. And that was all a case of who had the nerves, who had the balls of steel. In that case, Markelov's the granddaddy, dude. He's just running around right now. His nuts are on the ground. They're so big. Beast. Also 4 kills as well. And another 2v4 clutch. It's just a complete horror show for ENCE.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say they're doing anything, like, incredibly wrong, too, right? From these positions. But FlipSid, man, are just playing them perfectly. These last couple 2v4s that they've pulled through. So we talked about maybe the potential of an 11-4 half. ENCE could still get it done. We know that the numbers say, and certainly the first half has said, that they're a very, very weak T side and their CT side is much stronger. But coming back from 13-2, you're pretty much putting your fate in the pistol round. And even if you do get the pistol round, it's still going to be a long, long road back to either OT or somehow converting the map in regulation.
Yeah, this would just have to be a Herculean throw from FlipSid, like a comedy of errors, to lose from this point. Because as you say, there's so many boxes that need to be ticked at this point. For me, the cutoff was 11-4. I think that's where it's still feasible that a comeback could be real. If you win the pistol, you win the subsequent rifle round after that. But you're looking at 11-7, 11-8 territory, and then from there, it's still possible. But 13-2, we always discuss this. The CT economy is a nightmare. You lose a couple of weapons in the wrong time, or you just lose 1 round on the inopportune time, and that's it. Your economy's broke. This gives them no room for error at all. If they make a couple mistakes, which if they made plenty of on their T side, then it's GG for Mirage. And again, this is their choice of map. That's a beautiful one-tap, though, from Alu to kick things off.
Yeah, I actually think he jumped a little bit, spotted him, World Edit wasn't aware, and then Alu just lines up that shot perfectly. He's also seen Bondik, but I think Bondik has in turn spotted Alu there in the connector. A man that's been gooshed up already, that's Sunny. He's been forced to fall back, and Alu will be taken down. Blade with that Glock seemed to be doing a lot of work as Markelov brings down Stonda. Yuho out of the window, just missing Markelov, but Yuho will be behind them, and I think Markelov, as they slow down, they hear the dropping out of the window, so Blade goes back in for more. It's found his 2nd kill on the round. Bomb did go down here for FlipSid as well. Smoke as they try to push forward and defuse. That's from ENCE, and Zart's actually on it. 2-1, and he will get the defuse in the smoke. So is that 3 2v4 rounds in a row? But he gets knifed, so they do give up a lot of money.
I don't even. I actually don't even, though.
Counter-Strike.
This is Counter-Strike. I'm just waiting for Gerard Butler, like he needs to do the voiceover from 300. But because of that knife, Blade actually gets an AK with Kevlar. And this is a pretty damn solid buy-up considering. But what the hell is even going on in this game? ENCE miss out on so many opportunities that they should win and then get a 4v1 ninja defuse. Because why the hell not? Alu peeks around the corner. Best World Edit, but the good use of FlipSid, that's not one of their assault rifles, so it's been done and dusted. They still have all 3 of those alive and kicking.
Really nice first shot there by Alu. He seems to be coming alive for his team. He's 11-13. He's doing the best that he can. So that starts FlipSid off. You know, a man down, but World Edit was just one of those players with a pistol. As Markelov, that flash actually goes a little bit behind him, so not too blind. Zart's trying to peek off of Catwalk for a little bit more information, but he jumps, and I don't know if he saw Markelov, but Markelov obviously saw him, and also he was in the air, so what could he have done anyways? He won't touch the ground. As the connector smoke is going to go up, that'll block off Alu's line of sight, keep him pretty inquisitive, and actually Markelov is still working around in that connector. Meanwhile, for FlipSid, they've got 2 at A ramp and 1 in Palace. That's Bondik.
You see what FlipSid are looking to do here is just go for multiple angles, tighten the noose, and try and get some of these entries. Markelov in, Yuho caught out Ali finally gets the trade. Decent damage exchanged onto Bondic as well. And he will live for a few more seconds until Blade puts a bullet between his eyes. And although ENCE do have the better of this HP bar, it only takes a couple bullets. And this could quickly switch back around. Now it's looking unlikely. Stonda with the FAMAS kill. They just want to get this bomb planted to get that economy rolling. And maybe Blade has something else to say about this round, but he is going to get closed off from Stonda. It's another 3 weapons taken away, though, from ENCE. And with another bomb plant, FlipSid is still in a pretty decent position. But this is the thing with ENCE. Like, they have no room for error. They've got to keep this momentum going forward.
Yeah, so more money coming in for FlipSid, because even though it was a 2-on-2, then 1-on-2, FlipSid still get the bomb down. Things would have been very interesting if he killed Sunny as he was running up the connector, but ENCE find their 4th round. Decent amount of money, though, for FlipSid. I imagine they take 1 more eco, a few stronger pistols, actually perhaps the strongest of the pistols metas, the R8. Great.
Man. Bondic wanted to channel his Dirty Harry right now. Learn those magnums, bruh.
ENCE are gonna need to feel lucky.
They have 3 deeks as well. There's a lot of one-tap potential, but of course it's unlikely. I like the flip side of going for this. There may have been half mine to force in again, knowing that ENCE's are coming slow, but what's the point in rushing things? You've got such a huge round buffer that you can afford to save up until you have a bunch of strong weapons, and the fact actually that FlipSid have bagged themselves a kill and have the Mag 7. Oh, and there's Bondic with the R8! I rate that 8 out of 8, mate, but Sunny's now here, and he could very well chime with a second frag, and indeed he does. So the R8 dream is dead. It's all up to Markelov.
You know, maybe Valve were right in putting that gun in, because, well, obviously they were completely wrong, but now that it's been nerfed and doesn't seem very good, the R8 kills are actually pretty hype. At least the far away ones. The whole close range spam right click and just pray to RNGesus is pretty stupid still.
You do love to see it though, because it's so rare that you see the R8 actually used and getting kills. But Bondic clearly feeling it. Now Markelov just trying to see if he can get himself a kill. Maybe if he went over and bags himself the 1-tap, that could briskly move into another bomb plant. Ali could get caught. The barrel of the gun sticks out, but there was a crossfire down from Sunny, and he's always looking again. I think for a second he looked towards ramp. I thought that's maybe where the 1-tap comes in, but ENCE take their 5th, but here comes the solid buy from FlipSid, full AKs.
So the round that everyone really wants to see here, and what will ENCE have? They're still going to be on 1 FAMAS. Stonda pulls out the op, and he had a pretty miserable first half. And this is where we really want to see him shine. But like his first round with the op in the first half, it's Glass Cannon once again. That will be a little more forgiving when you're just posted up holding an angle. So looking forward to what he can get done with the weapon. And FlipSid are spreading out, looking for that map control, seeing if they can't find themselves a man advantage early on. Markelov's worked himself into underpass. Yuho, though, is watching that from the connector, and at the top of mid, we've got World Edit and Blade. So that leaves Shara, as well as Bondic, to be the watchers over at A.
Yeah, I do definitely feel that Stonda is a lot more comfortable on the CT side with the AWP as opposed to the T side, especially maps like Mirage. So I think he definitely could start to get the ball rolling. But as you mentioned, Glass Cannon AWP is always one of those kind of sketchy positions where you get caught with a couple nades or you're out in no man's land. You are very quickly going to bite the dust. Here comes the flashbang, lands on both players.
Flash.
Oh my goodness, that was beautiful. That hit both players dead in the face, but Alec peeks round, double frag, and loses none of his health in the process. That's a massive passage of play for ENCE. But can they stop the push from the terrace? The bomb's out in no man's land as well, so Willet's going to have to try and get his hands on that as soon as possible.
Man, 2 players in connector that round for ENCE. We actually saw a round where FlipSid did that. But, I mean, FlipSid flash it perfectly. They move in, they kill the one. They're like, all right, job done. Let's pack it up, go home. But Alu was still in there, and he just kills them both for free. And now Stonda has got an op frag into this round onto Shara, so it will be World Edit and Bondic up in a 2 versus 3. Still some potential. And there's always a bit of worry for ENCE. If they lose any more, it gets expensive. But as they kill World Edit, it looks like they know where Bondic is. Sunny takes him down. They will keep 3 alive, so some money gained on this round. And FlipSid will be back with low money.
I just love seeing the chat like go from God Alu to bot Alu 2 seconds afterwards. Like, pulls off a sick play, but then dies. He's a bot again. Either way, FlipSid are onto another eco more than likely. They could have gone for a few upgraded pistols, and indeed they will. A little bit late on a couple of those players, but no grenades to speak of. So ENCE have ticked a lot of those boxes that we're talking about before. They pissed around into the subsequent rounds and all got a double AWP set up in play.
That's the biggest box of all that you need to put the check mark in.
Yeah.
Get double AWPs for ENCE on the CT side, and
that's the thing. I mean, they've got 2 sick AWPers. Like, Alu is no scrub when it comes to the AWP, so having those double AWPs in effect is certainly going to bolster their defenses massively. There was an eco bash, so I can't really get too carried away about ENCE shutting the door in the face of FlipSid, but now this is what we've worked up to again. This is the strongest buy that FlipSid have really had. Last time they had AKs, this time they had the AWP in the hands of WorldEdit as well, who was on a tear. At one point, I would like to highlight as well that he was on 15-3. He's now 15-11. So he's definitely gone off the boil, I think it's safe to say. Let's see if we can pick it back up again.
Yeah, so right now, actually not counting the last round, WorldEdit's got 12 AWP kills, Stonda's got 4, and Alu's got 3. So it's been WorldEdit opping them out of the server, but now it can change. Alu gets his. That'll mark the 4th one for him as he brings down Bondic, and this round goes into a 3 versus 3, but then Stonda hits a shot onto Shara, so both AWPs chiming in. Stonda, though, taken out by WorldEdit. Will he edit Alu off of the map as well? He's got Markelov to help out. Markelov coming from Palace, and actually both CTs for ENCE. Well, where else would they be? They're in CT, trying to make it past Ticket Booth. Good thing no one was in the Ticket Booth, because that flash probably would have killed them. And a Molotov goes down. So lucky, Alu. He takes a little damage from it, but the flames don't quite spread. Alu is not flammable. And WorldEdit just hoping and praying that someone jumps up onto that box. And, but the smoke dissipates and he's spot out in the open. And Markelov finally gets him to hop up, but Alu won't be denied the kill. And both AWPs are preserved, and actually both AWPs got 3 kills.
Yeah, double up setup just go massive there for ENCE. Stonda definitely starting to up his game as expected. From 2 for 12 to 9 for 16. Still not a great scoreline, but he's starting to see that he is turning around his form. Alu as well got 2 or 3 massive impact kills in that round, so he's also feeling it. FlipSid again will be able to rummage together a good buy as they have max round loss bonus plus the previous bomb plant. But ENCE are bringing this back. I mean, it still definitely favours FlipSid. There's no 2 ways about that, because as I said before, you stumble once from ENCE and that's pretty much game, set and match here on Mirage, but they're doing the work. They're putting in the long hours. WorldEdit's ate some serious damage and they could start to get pushed through the smoke, but Alu goes for the peak and WorldEdit is there to claim his first kill in this round. It would appear that Yuho may try and come out all guns blazing through mid. He was the player in smoke. He gets the 1 trade and could go for a second. No, Shara will best him. Stonda's there to take us down to a 3-on-3.
Look at the difference in playstyle already. How many rounds from ENCE did we see where they just went for execute on A site, and like maybe 1 round for B and maybe 2 or 3 where they tried to actually run a default and control middle. But then FlipSid, every single round they're looking for the control. They're trying to find these trades. And for the most part, they're working themselves into decent position, right? This being one of them. They've got all those trades, and it's turned into a 3-on-3 that will favor the terrorist team, who are now set up for an omnidirectional take here onto the A site.
That is a good point. FlipSid have a very different way of approaching their T side, but so far, they also haven't got too much out of it. And seemingly realizing this is going to be an A play. Stonda's taking a very aggressive position on the B side, so Sunny's watching the close angle. This could be a horror show for FlipSid. If they don't check this, Sunny will be in the money. That barrel of the gun is going to stick out just before Markelov comes around the corner. It gives him enough chance to spray down into the forehead. Blade is going to be coming round the corner though, checks the spot, and that's big. Important, he looked at that for his teammate. Meanwhile, Zarte now going to be trying to tap through the boxes, but the bomb is already planted. And retaking from this position is going to be rough. The only saving grace for ENCE is that they're not going to expect Stonda to already be in ramp. So if you can get the drop on one of the players and make the most of this position, then maybe this retake is possible.
He finds Markelov. Oh, Markelov's on the other side of the wall, actually, so will Stonda check it. Flash comes out, and it is checked. Markelov goes down. Now both locations are going to be known, because, of course, Zart just threw a flash from CT, and they knew he was there previously. So on to the bomb, going to try to be that meat shield. Stonda's taking a lot of damage. They're still defusing it, though, and they will grab it. The nade brings down Stonda, but Zart was healthy. He falls after time, so it is definitely a Pyrrhic victory for ENCE. but a victory nonetheless, and that's what really counts right now, is they're trying to make this massive comeback.
I've got a question, Blades. What is going on? He peeked the bomb and saw both players out there. He must have known one of the players could be sticking that defuse. That was kind of the only play for ENCE, because the time was ticking down, 2 separate angles where the terrorists had the crossfire on. Like, that was their play. Like, stick the sight, go for the Hail Mary, and FlipSid just, again, for the second time, getting injured. Because they pissed around as well, right? Like a 4-on-1. That could have ended the game, and now, suddenly, there's only a 4-round deficit.
Well, what was
and
that?
Ston's got the opening pick.
What was that one team that Ali was on? Was it the Ninjas in pajamas?
It was.
Maybe that's what's going on here. As, yeah, you say, Stonda's got that opening pick. World Edit's already been brought down. Make things a little bit harder. But they will take that mid control, of course. Granted this because of those smokes. Once those run out, it'll get a little harder to stay here. But they'll have to make a decision of what they want to do. And it looks like maybe going to back off through underpass. As they do have Markelov. They're waiting for this. Stonda got aggressive out of this B-Halls in one round. However, on this one, we do see that he's out on Cat, actually, with just Zart jump spotting here, the B apartments.
So, somehow, ENCE, after conceding a 13-2 first half, have brought us back into a doable position. It's still going to be rough. It's still going to be quite a lot of work from this point, but FlipSid have seemed toothless. They've had no bite to their T side so far. They've had opportunities, but they've failed to deliver on them. The flashes through. We've seen this strat before from FlipSid a lot of times already. And you can see that ENCE as a result, they're just setting up for it. They know the connector's consistently pushed, and you hope with the free frag onto Bondic, who's throwing the grenade. Markov comes in, 7 seconds left on the timer though. Another question for Shara is, are you going to die after time or before time? You're going to take some players down with you. He's going to end up picking up 2 kills and survives. Hello, ENCE. Are you okay? Shara's a beast though. But those 2 kills actually are pretty significant. Now FlipSid can get themselves another buy, including another AWP for World Edit. Because look, that's why it's consistent. Look at the economy for ENCE now. They've gone from like a really healthy position, but losing all those players and consistently getting double AWPs coming in means that if they lose this round, they're effectively broke.
Yeah, their growth has been kept in check, but the comeback is still alive because they haven't lost that round. So they are still able to get these guns out every single time, and it would have been a very different round for FlipSid if Shara died after time right there. That would have been rough. And look at Blade finding the opener, but he does get traded out by Alu. All you really need to do as the terrorist is make sure you get a kill, go down, or you die and your team avenges you. But it's the double ops that are definitely becoming a problem here for FlipSid, and as they don't have a lot of utility, it's going to be very, very difficult to deal with Alu and Stonda.
That's it, right? When you got double turrets and very reliable turrets that rarely miss, having nothing to throw on in terms of flashes or smokes.
Oh, Alu's missed twice, though!
The thing is, can Markelov go out? And they think that there's 2 players there. Well, in actual fact, Alu pushes him with an AWP, tries to no-scope him, and gets punished. 3-on-2 now. The ENCE have bounced back with Zarte's kill. All even. A couple of utility were picked up, and here comes Markelov. It's all on Stonda. He had a horrendous first half performance, but maybe this is the moment where he makes amends for it. And FlipSid very intelligently realize they have the time. And like, screw this noise. Stonda's on A. Let's just take it B. Let's get that free plant, baby. Let's get that money. And Bonnic's going to do just that. So Markelov is also holding from window, just to make sure that if Stonda walks through CT's side, he will be picked off in the back. But surely at this point, Stonda realizes what's happening, and yeah, he's starting to get a move on as well.
Oh, Stonda's gonna run right by Markelov.
I'm gonna say, can you not hear that, mate? Markelov, he's just like stood there, and Stonda's running like an elephant at him. It's like a stampede behind him, but we did hear him in the nick of time, and this is what I'm talking about. The economy for ENCE now is absolute trash. They're gonna have to force up just to keep themselves in this.
Well, I actually feel like, I guess money's so low that they're not super confident, and if they did a full eco, that they'd even be that well off going into the last round, potentially, of the game. So they go for the force here, which means if they lose this, they're certainly done. That is the risk.
Yep. That is the issue with going 13-2 down in the first half. One slip up, that's it. You're pretty much done. Now, if ENCE can pull off this round, and do it cleanly, pick up some weapons for themselves, the dream's still alive for this comeback. But that is a big if, and that would require FlipSid to make some serious mistakes.
Oh, some spam coming through for the Deagles. That is certainly playing the lottery if you were to get one of those. Also showing that they did go for a buy, so giving some information away, but will it really matter? I'm sure FlipSid just play this one slow and methodical, trying to clear out everything. Good use of utility from them to be expected, and you can see throwing a Molotov into the ladder room, making sure that's cleared out. As Yuho gets curious, looks out of the window with that CZ, and Shara will take his head off. Standa, maybe to make the difference here with the 5-7. He gets a kill on the world edit for 3. Oh, it doesn't actually quite finish him off. Maybe should have, but it would have just been 1 kill anyway, and then Zart finds 1 headshot, but it is 4-on-2 now. Just Sunny and Alu left to do what looks like the impossible. They don't even have kits here, so, I mean, they really needed to hold the sites. They can't go for a retake. They'll have to save their armor. Maybe try to get an exit, pull an op or an AK into the next round.
Yeah, it seems like Sunny's going to go for broke. But FlipSid realizes going for the taps through the wooden panels. None of them actually landing. Well, how is he still alive? On 6 HP, if one of those 5-7 bullets hit anywhere on his body, he's a dead man. But somehow keeps the AWP in his hands. And now Alu trying to save the XM, the auto shotgun that we're starting to see a lot more. We did see this from ENCE on Overpass as well. They ran this in Connector a whole bunch. Very powerful weapon, actually. I think it was Alu even that was going for that one.
Yeah.
And it seems that it's going to go to 15-10. So, ENCE, what have you got in store for us? Again, their economy is going to be trashed. They're going to be a very similar sort of buy-up with CZs, maybe Deagles. An MP9 for Sunny. Alrighty then. I mean, it's not as if he has too many other options, to be fair, but I do feel that in these sort of rounds, a 5-7 or a Deagle, for me personally, trumps an MP9 when you're against straight-up armor.
Yeah, when they've got head armor, it's going to be rough. I mean,
It's like a pea shoot, honestly.
Maybe you try to use the Deagles like a scout, right? Just get a couple body shots, and the MP9 is actually going to be good in that case and can finish them off, but that all seems pretty hypothetical.
I mean, it's really nitpicky because, in all honesty, ENCE are boned anyway. They're up the creek without a paddle, so it's kind of a desperation play. I guess the idea here from Sunny is pick up the MP9, get right up into the face, right up into the grill of FlipSid, hope they make a mistake, spray someone down, pick up the AK, and then from there good things could happen. But FlipSid playing it slow and steady, realizing that ENCE are going to be on a desperation force buy. Yuho, though, is in a decent angle if he peeks, but he decides better Robbins to go back out again and very nearly domes onto FlipSid.
Gonna try it again from the window, but he gets smoked off there first, and he had a smoke lined up. I think he still may want to throw it himself, but it's FlipSid now, granted full middle control. Always that reverse connector smoke to just grab the control of inside here, wait for that to dissipate, and then move on forward, or just deposit some players. You have two in... Oh, actually, no, they're not Palace. Alu's in a perfect place. If they put any men Palace, he certainly would have come away with 1 kill, but they're actually both A ramp right now. And that's where Sunny is. If he gets them, you know, with a nade out, surely it's a kill, but if he fights straight up, it's probably not. And yeah, Bondic will win out. Markelop takes down Yuho, who looked like he was pretty blind as well with that Deagle. Standa, I think, is taking a shot to the leg from an op down to 17 HP now. He falls off of the catwalk. Alu... Oh no, Shara saw him. I thought he got in there unknown. That could have been crazy for Alu, but he gets shot down, and that will be that. 16-10.
Very strange map. We had 2 ninjas. We had so many missed opportunities from both teams.
3 2v4s.
3 2v4s, absolutely. Loads of 4Ks. I don't think we had an ace, but very close to aces across the board. So 16-10, honestly, doesn't even begin to scratch the surface of that map. 13-2 first half performance, thinking, all right, FlipSid, you and that pistol, you're looking at a 16-2 devastation, a demolition on the map of ENCE. Now we go through to Cobblestone. And I just feel like ENCE never showed up on that T side. And on Cobblestone, a lot of people would say this is slightly T-sided. It's up in the air. Depends who you ask, but it's definitely an even map, or at least edging very slightly to one side or the other. If ENCE have a poor T-side performance here, they are going to get brutalized. So they really need players to step up. They need Stonder to start landing more shots on the T side. They're going to need the likes of Alu to go big again here and carry them. Otherwise, I can see FlipSid walking away this map as well.
Yeah, but real quick before we move on to Cobble completely, looking at Mirage, like we certainly saw that ENCE are a very different team when they get onto the CT side. And they nearly had that comeback, right? Like some very, very close rounds that they did end up losing. But if they just fix up that T side a little bit, or maybe they don't have such a, it was the first map, right? It might be the first game they've played today, so they were just a little slow to start. Like Yuho not really getting no one really getting anything done. It was Sunny hitting some entries that got them a few rounds, but other than that, everyone was relatively quiet on the T side. So fix that up, and that thing could have gone down to the wire, and ENCE maybe could have won it. But yeah, map 2, it will be Cobble. You guys are watching CEVO Gfinity Season 9 Pro League here from Europe. FlipSid, ENCE best of 3 moves on now to map 2 Cobble. I'm Helium, with me Vince. You can follow us on Twitter. You can look for that in the Twitch chat here, and you can also follow the channel, twitch.tv/playcevo. We'll be back after a quick commercial break, so stay tuned.